John D. Rockefeller was the richest man in the world. But you are wealthier by almost every account today than Rockefeller was in his heyday. Everybody talks about going back to our golden age. Well, in 1895, the average person in the Western world lived on less than $1 a day. That's in today's money. That is less than the United Nations criteria for extreme poverty. Nearly everyone was living in poverty in 1895 and was suffering everything that went along with it. Terrible mortality in childbirth, a high death rate for babies as well as the mother. Growing up, if you had two parents alive, you were considered very fortunate. Most kids lost one parent by age 10 and both by age 15. And your chances of reaching old age was very low. Think about this. A little more than 100 years ago, most people didn't have toilets. They didn't have air conditioning or central heating. They didn't have a refrigerator. Try living for a week with no pressurized water, a toilet, a shower, air conditioning, or heat, and no refrigerator. Just because everybody has all of that now does not mean it's not a big deal. If Rockefeller wanted to go from the East Coast to London, it would take him 5 days by ship. And you can do it in under 7 hours, and for about the same price he would have paid. And John Boy didn't have radio, television, antibiotics, rock and roll, the internet, an iPhone, Costco, or Amazon same-day shipping. So, by almost every statistic, if you are barely in the middle class today, you are living larger than the biggest baller in history, John D. Rockefeller. Yet, only 6% of Americans think the world is getting better. That means more Americans believe in fortune tellers, Bigfoot, reincarnation, and that chocolate milk comes from brown cows than they do in progress. There has never been a better time to be alive. Every statistic verifies it. There has never been a safer, healthier, more prosperous, or more equal time for all in all of human history than right freaking now. Poverty, malnutrition, illiteracy, child labor, and infant mortality are falling faster than at any time in history. The risk of being caught up in a war, subjugated to a dictatorship, or of dying in a natural disaster is smaller than ever. In 1981, only 40 years ago now, only half the world's population had access to safe water. Now, 91% do. That means that 285,000 more people have gained access to safe water every day for the past 25 years straight. Over the last 4 decades, extreme poverty has decreased from 37% to 9.6%, dropping more than 2/3 and into single digits for the first time in all of history. Since the Cold War ended, global economic wealth, or GDP, per capita has increased almost as much as it did during the preceding 25,000 years combined. In the US alone, median income for low and middle class households has increased by more than 30% since 1970. This does not account for all the advances that you can't even put a price on, like advances in medicine, the internet, mass entertainment, cleaner air and water, and an extra 10 years of life expectancy. In almost every way, human beings today lead a more prosperous, safer, and longer life. Here is the key and the urgent point, that this, right now, today, as I sit here talking with you, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the golden age. My question for you is this: are you making the most of it? Are you really going for it? Are you taking full advantage of the greatest time to be alive in the history of humankind? Look, we're playing a high-stakes game here. This is one and done, baby. You get one life to do everything you will ever do. Then it's game over. If you think you quote-unquote have time, I assure you, you do not. Time is running out. The fuse on your life is burning down. You never know when that fuse is gonna run out and boom, the light goes out for you. Time is running out on you. Time is running out to be the person that you've always wanted to be, to make the difference and impact that you seek to make, to produce the work that you want to put out into the world. You need a new sense of urgency. Hurry up and face down your fear. Step into your courage. Commit to excellence and do your bravest work now. Right now is the time to get in shape, to get out of debt, to eliminate excuses and become financially free. It is time to dare mighty things. If you haven't joined us for the 12-week sprint, do it now. There is no later. Now is the time. At the end of only 12 weeks, you can be in the best shape of your life. You could publish your great work. You can rise to be the sales leader on your team. You could create a breakthrough in your business. You can restore or strengthen relationships with your family, friends, or colleagues. You pick the outcome. We'll give you the framework for achieving it. If you step into your greatness now, this final quarter of the year, it will have a domino effect in your life for years to come. Call it 90 days of pain for a lifetime of gain. Come on now, get after it. The world needs you, all of you. The courageous, bold, ambitious, fearless, and unstoppable you. We can help you. Join us below. The sprint starts next week.